What's up, good people? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your man L.A. Cheatham.
So very dejected. Pinchman Bannicle, what's going on, people? We here. We here.
Well, Pen, I'm gonna put it to you like this: we get 18 weeks of football, and the Bears. I told you, the Bears not gonna ruin it for me because the NBA it don't quite cut it. So I'm gonna enjoy this football season. I don't give a damn if the Bears win or not. But it's only week three, and there's only so much that has happened. Only 3 weeks into the season. Seems like it's almost been double that amount of time with the things, especially with the things that happened last week
Yeah.
with the resignation of Alan Williams, the reason why Alan Williams resigned, and then we just keep going over this scenario with Nate Davis. Now, this is the thing with Nate Davis. They need to lay off of Nate Davis. And the Chicago Bears organization is mishandling his situation totally.
Well, we can just put that on the list because they mishandling a lot of shit right now.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is they've been really, I think they're being really insensitive to his situation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if he's out for personal reasons, and we found out a little bit at a time, and we found out that he had a death in the family, comes in and it turns out, I mean, and they said it was his mom that passed away. Give the man a legitimate amount of time away. Don't stick him in a uniform if he's not ready to play football. It's not about the money you paid him. It's about the consideration for his situation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, you got the Broncos coming up. You got the Washington Commanders in the next 11 days. For all I care, give him those days. Do not keep him around the facility or whatever you need to do. But do not, if your man's not ready to play, don't put him in a uniform. Give him that time to deal with the situation. Now, the Alan Williams situation, we don't know exactly what happened. Since we talk about the game right here, I'm not gonna get into it. He's gone. He's not here anymore. He coordinated one damn game, which was the we would like to believe that was the Packers game. There's no need to talk about him anymore unless we come to some real truths and some real conclusions. Now, the game itself against Kansas City in week three. Now, looking at the beginning of the season, when you picked up this Bears schedule and you looked at the first 3 weeks, most people would have said 2-1 after 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Opening up with the Packers and then going down to Tampa, playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then you had the game that took place in Kansas City on Sunday. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak on the situation, the game, the state of the team, whatever. Because when it comes to this game, I set some small goals that I thought they could have reached. So I'm gonna let you go.
I was in the same boat. I didn't when that schedule came out, nobody expected them to beat Kansas City. I think everybody had that pegged as a loss. So the outcome of yesterday, I think, was expected. I don't think how they lost was expected. I don't think what they put on tape was expected. I don't think just the overall just vibe, the just juju, the chemistry of the team. I don't think anybody expected that. So to have these quote unquote clunkers for 3 weeks in a row, it speaks to me, it speaks to a bigger issue that's going on with that football team. And all the way from the top all the way down to the players. It's something going on there, and it's just it needs to be rectified. Because I just think as fans, we were sold a bill of goods last year. We cleaning house last year, so we sat through 3 and 14 willingly, knowing that this year is the year that we should start to see some promise, to see some things turn around. And this team is worse than last year. And as a fan, that's just unacceptable and it's hard to swallow.
Uh, that point well taken. But this is where I come right now. Like many, I thought that they could possibly be 2-1 at this point in the season.
At worst, 1 and 2, right?
At worst, nah, 2-1 was
Is
doable, and I'm
okay.
not backing down on that.
Okay.
Based on what we seen last year, based on the fact that Green Bay was coming to Soldier Field week 1, and Tampa was we didn't know what Tampa was going into week 2, but we knew we would be going against the Super Bowl champions in week 3. We knew this.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I don't think the Bears are worth the game of the week. I don't think the Bears are worth prime time, Thursday night,
Nope.
Sunday night,
Nope.
or Monday night football.
No.
But because they are the charter franchise, and I believe when it comes to Thursday night, the NFL is giving each team an opportunity to be showcased on Thursday night football.
Mm-hmm.
But this team is not worth the time slot of prime time football. It's really not.
Nope.
Now, based on what Justin Fields accomplished last year coming into this season, yes. Um, I don't want to be too long tonight, but going into this game against KC, I was hoping that they do just a few things. And the biggest stat that mattered to me is time of possession.
Okay.
So we know the score was 41-10.
All right.
The time of possession, Kansas City, 36 minutes and I guess what, 13 seconds. The Bears, 23 minutes and 47 seconds.
Get it.
Okay.
Just say that one more time.
Kansas City, 36
Mm-hmm.
minutes and 13 seconds. The Chicago Bears were 23 minutes and 47 seconds.
Okay.
That was the time of possession in the game. The final score of the game was 41-10. We or most didn't think the Bears would win this game. Totally outclassed when you talk about just an organization standpoint on and off the field at this point. Um, this is where the Bears, I think, had more of an opportunity not to necessarily win the football game, but to be competitive and respected when the game was over with,
Mm-hmm.
to win the time of possession. The classic thing to do when you have an electric offense, a really good quarterback on the other side, is to keep that said quarterback on the sideline as much as possible. I don't care if it's Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, you name them,
Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly, whoever it is, the great quarterback that's capable with the offense, that putting up big numbers and points, most definitely. These are the guys you want to keep the ball away from them. I was hoping that the Bears would go into this football game with more of a ball control, type of mindset, and they didn't appear to do that. I mean, for some reason, they when they do run the football, they do okay from a yards per carry standpoint. They just don't put themselves in a position to do it enough. Now, secondly, Cole Commit, you pay Cole Commit. Now you going into Arrowhead, you just seen how now Kansas City has some added motivation coming into this game that a lot of people probably not thinking about. You can talk
Matt
about
Nagy.
Taylor. Yeah, no, they ain't
Oh,
Matt Nagy.
okay. All right.
Maybe that was maybe one small part of it for that team.
Mm-hmm.
But you can talk about Taylor Swift. For hell, you can talk about Matt Nagy as well. But in week one, to kick off the season on Thursday Night Football, the Kansas City Chiefs got their rings, hung up a banner, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they lost the damn game. They went to Jacksonville, struggled on offense, but they won.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think they were motivated to come back home and do the damn Super Bowl shuffle on the Chicago Bears? And
Oh
that's
yeah.
exactly what they did. They came 5 points short of the exact same score in which the 85 Bears beat the New England Patriots. That score was 46-10.
Mm-hmm.
Bears lose 41-10 in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Small victory for me, time of possession. They lost, they lose it. They lose it. Now I was the one thing I was satisfied with was when they won the coin toss. I think the Bears won the coin toss. They deferred to the Chiefs. And I was happy about that because I was like, let's see what the defensive game plan is. Our coach is a defensive coach. Let's see what the defensive game plan is. Now, before I go any further with that, do you have anything to add to that?
We talking about the coach, or we talking about the what?
I'm talking about the game plan because I'm going to tell you what my defensive game plan would have been.
They play way. I felt like they played way too much zone. It was mentioned time and time again. I know you listen to the radio broadcast when you watching the game, but Greg Olson, I forget the other guy that he's working with on America's Game of the Week. They stated it time and time again. The Bears are playing zone and they're not getting pass rush. So Patrick Mahomes could bake a cake back that all day and just find a receiver and just find a receiver. And it kept happening over and over and over again. And for Eberflus to be a defensive minded coach, if you come in with the fastball and the fastball not working, where's your off speed stuff? You don't have no slider, no changeup, no curves, no nothing. He just kept doing the same thing over and over and over. And I don't know if that was he was trying to play some Tampa 2, bend but don't break, but they was breaking from jump.
Well, they had one successful series, the opening series. They got off the field. But this is my thing. You know that the Chiefs are going to move the football. You know this. You have to assume this. So my thing is, since you're going to play cover two, zone coverage, you have to do two things to be competitive. You have to tackle well. You can't let them add yards to the catch. Then you have to try and create turnovers. It seemed to me that the Chicago Bears were satisfied with letting them catch the football and tackle clean. You have to gang tackle. If you're going to muck up the game, you need to be aggressive to the football. That they did not do. It seemed as if they were satisfied with just letting them march up and down the field, march up and down the field. Next thing you know, Casey gets a rhythm. We didn't have anything close to any type of turnover. We couldn't get, like you said, we couldn't get a pass rush on the quarterback. Okay. So I just think that the defensive game plan, if you're going to play Tampa 2 or cover 2 coverage, when you do tackle, you have to gain tackle and attack the football. Let's take a chance at a peanut punch. Let's take a chance, whatever you can do to muck the game up on the defensive side of the football. Now, not only did we go down 21 nothing, but hell, the Kansas City Chiefs beat them in all three phases because their defense created a turnover when they didn't even really need it.
Oh
They
yeah.
just say, well, let's just impose our will on them and just take their heart away when they stripped Khalil Herbert of the football. They beat them in every phase. They beat them. They were more aggressive, and there's no excuse for that when I mean there's no excuse for that. They may have a better team, but they can't have that much better effort. That's just my bottom line. When it comes down to the defensive game plan was horrible from a standpoint of trying to make things happen so that you can put your offense in a position to have a more of an opportunity to compete and be on the short end of the field and not have to have these long marches up and down the field in Arrowhead Stadium up against a team that was chomping at the bit at getting their first home win of the season.
Well, to me, it's like what come first, the chicken or the egg, right? Because the effort defensively wasn't there. So can we really say the game plan was bad? That's what I'm saying. It's the chicken or the egg. I can't really judge the game plan because they ain't give a damn about executing it in the first place. So I don't even know if the game plan was bad. Like you said, we got beat in all three phases of the game. Kansas City has a very young defense, but that defense was locked in. They was flying to the football. They was creating turnovers. I don't think we crossed midfield into the third quarter. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're right. You're right. You may be right. And that, in a nutshell, is how I felt about the defense. They were not aggressive to the football when they did tackle. And the soft coverage is pretty much what we all expected. And then, don't get me wrong, they had some guys go down, some guys get banged up. Eddie Jackson wasn't playing in this game. Gordon, exactly, he's out. Brisker went down from time to time, and he ended up coming back and finishing the game. But you had some young guys out there playing football. And the crazy part about it is, in the second half, a few of those young guys, I think Johnson had a pick. They ended up having two picks in this game.
Jack
Sanborn had
Sanborn,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think want to say Johnson had one, number 26. But like I said, from the jump, I just don't think this defense went out looking for the opportunity to make plays to muck the game up because that was the only really chance you had to be competitive against the Super Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs. Um, then we step into the offensive game plan and all of the expectation of Justin Fields talking about he gonna play free, he gonna be more play be more of himself in the football game, which is cool. I get it. But all over the country, Chicago meet, everybody keep asking for these quarterback run plays, design quarterback run plays. Come on, man. That's BS. That's BS. It's not that damn simple. If they're talking about quarterback run plays on ESPN, nation and throughout the country on the national affiliates, and if they're talking about quarterback run plays on the local ESPN radio and whatever Chicago media, what in the hell think that? Why do you think that Kansas City just gonna go for that? Okay, so my thing is, my offensive game plan is cold commit, run the football, get the run game established. You got to get the medium game established when you talk about the run, when you talk about the pass, when you're talking about the passing game. You sitting up here looking. You saw how bad Mahomes looked without Travis Kelsey in week one. Don't you think that Justin Fields needs a pacifier type of wide receiver or a tight end. Everybody keep talking about throwing it to DJ Moore. Come on, man. DJ Moore has to stretch the field. It's going to be not going to be as easy. I would think it's not going to be as easy to get the ball to DJ Moore as it would be to get to a 6'5" or 6'4". I don't know how. I don't know what Cole Komet weighs. Then you got Robert Tunyon as well. These two tight ends need to be a part of this game plan. And that's just the bottom line. I don't think they have. I don't think this. I don't think the offense have enough rhythm. I don't think it had. I don't. We have no idea what they're trying to get accomplished. They don't go
That's
into
the
any type
issue.
of They don't go into any type of play action. They can run the damn football. They've shown that they can run it from time to time. Roshan Johnson, great effort. He was in a press conference today. He pointed out some of the mistakes, like when he slipped on the one play. He said
Yeah,
he didn't stay committed to where the run was supposed to go. He tried to do something else, and the turf monster got him, and he slipped. But the kid showing steady progress based on the opportunities he's given. Now, is that when in passing game, some of this falls on Justin because he is holding the ball a tad bit too long. I didn't see that as much. Yeah, I didn't see
that's
that
what
as
I was gonna
much on
say.
Sunday,
Yeah,
but he's still being accused of doing such. I haven't seen any of the all 22 or nothing like that because all of a sudden everyone's a quarterback guru. I don't want to sit here and make that claim because I'm not. But Justin Fields is doing some things that I'm concerned about, regardless if he decides to pass the ball or run the football. Because when he runs the football, he has a tendency to run towards punishment instead of running towards the sideline. He runs right to linebackers and safeties. If you look at it, he never, like, once you get up the pocket and scoot and pick up the first positive yards. He needs to be trying to get closer to the sideline as opposed to hitting that damn linebacker in the chest. Because that's what he does mostly all the time. That was the hit when he was at when he played against Clemson years ago in the BCS semifinal. He did the same thing, and I think he had a rib injury. Justin cannot keep making himself accessible to all of the punishment. He has to get to the sideline. Look at how Patrick Mahomes runs when he runs. He skits and skirts right around the sideline so that he can get out of bounds when he absolutely has nothing left. You know what I'm saying? He's not trying to take unnecessary hits. Justin has to get better when he decides to take off. He has to step up in the pocket a little bit more, and the clock has to speed up. Because, in my opinion, the one sack that Chris Jones had,
it was on Justin.
um, yeah, he
He
went up
held it.
against Darnell Wright. Now
Mm-hmm.
you got a rookie right tackle going up against arguably the best pass rusher in the league, maybe excluding Aaron Donald. Okay, so he did the best he could, being a rookie, to give Justin an angle to at least step up in the pocket. But Justin, instead of him going up in the
Th-
pocket and scooting,
Then he
he
spin
he
back.
yeah, he spent back right back into the wheelhouse of Chris Jones. But if
Mm-hmm.
you look at that play, Justin had, if he steps up and moves to the right, he probably picks up 10. Hell, and with his ability, he probably goes to the house.
Well,
You did.
that's one of the things about Justin. They trying to, I guess, coach that out of him. Even last year, they said he will spin back. That's been just something in his game. I guess he got away with so long. It's just a natural reaction for him to do that. Um, but I think Justin's issue, especially towards running towards punishment, and this is something that me and some of my other homies been talking about yesterday, is the Bears might have broken him to the point where he feels like If I don't do it, we have no chance to win. Last year, it was pretty much just me out here. If I didn't go for over 100 yards a game or whatever, we didn't have a chance. I was the only reason we was able to score. Yeah, I was putting up what it was 8 games or something like that where they put up 30 points or something like that, but defense was giving up 40. But that goes back to it's hard to get that out of your system and your psyche when what they coaching me to do ain't working. The plays they calling aren't working. So this is the only option I have because at the end of the day, I feel like Justin is a winner. He's been a winner since high school. He's the number one rated quarterback in Georgia over Trevor Lawrence. A lot of people forget that. Um, he's 20-2 at Ohio State, so you can't tell me that the kid just forgot how to play football and he played on the biggest stages. It's just an organizational failure what's going on that they might have broken Justin Fields. And to your point, this team has no identity. What you said, they can run the ball when they try to run it. It's respectable. It ain't what it was last year, but it's respectable. But they have no clue of how they want to attack the defense. They have no clue on what their offensive philosophy is. They have no clue since they got DJ Moore on how to use him or just what the game plan is from week to week. Are we gonna throw the ball all over the yacht, all over the lot, because we want Justin to be a pocket passer, or are we gonna try and run the ball, or are we gonna come with some QB design run? They have no clue what they are trying to do right now, and it's dumbfounding to me because we saw Luke Getsy kind of get this thing right after the mini buy last year, and to just completely go away from that and have no resemblance of that is dumbfounding.
Yeah, interesting you bring up the mini bye because the Bears got 2 games in 11 days, and then we'll be right back at that situation where we consider what they call a mini bye. Um, Me myself personally, I was hoping it didn't take that to figure things out.
I think this
Um,
is bigger than a mini buy. I really do. I think this is bigger than a mini buy.
Hell, you had a whole off season. You know, you had
It,
an whole off season
this is coaching.
with
This,
with with Chase Claypool, with
DJ
DJ
Moore.
Moore, with every with all the free agent. Another thing that pissed me off, Deontay Foreman was a healthy scratch, and in my idea of uh possession football, I need all three of my running backs to do that. I need both tight ends. I need all three of my running backs to do that. Now, who might be the odd man out? Felix Jones.
Oh, I saw him on special teams.
Yeah, but that's what
If
I'm saying.
yeah,
He had no business. He should have been the healthy scratch
mm-hmm.
because he has not done anything on this team to impact winning football games. Anything like winning a football game. Valus Jones should have been a healthy scratch. Deontay Foreman should have been a part of the game plan because the damn game plan should have been to limit Kansas City's time of possession. So I
Well,
think you need all three running backs to do that. I think you need two tight ends,
mm-hmm.
and I think you need to run a little bit more of a ball control system in that situation. Now, that may not win the football game, but I don't think you get 41 points hung on you if you can do that.
No,
You know what I'm
no,
saying? And
no.
you might even score a few more points. You might even get a few more red zone opportunities. I just think that Cole Komet, Robert Tunyon, a stable of backs, disciplined offensive line play has to be the staple of this offense. We could talk about getting the ball to DJ Moore, great. But I don't think you can do that unless you establish those 2 or 3 things. Run the football, control the line of scrimmage, give Justin some big targets. Chase Claypool. If Chase Claypool is running anything more than a 10-yard out or a 10-yard pattern, you're not using him correctly because he has to be more of a physically imposed, especially early in the game. You got to pick your spots, in my opinion. You got to pick your spots when you're going to take your shots. Even if you're going to set up a design run play for Justin, you do this when you beyond when you're in the enemy's territory. Okay, but when you're trying to scoot up and down the field, in between the 40s, I would like to say, or in between the 20s, right? On, it should be a little bit more run, tight end, just scoot your way up the field. You got to be patient. You got to take what the defense give you. The screen pass, you don't have to you don't have to totally get rid of the screen plays. You just got to figure out when and where you should run them. And
It, it,
it's I don't
you
get it.
you're fine with Justin running if nothing is there. It's a pass play. It breaks
Yeah,
down. But
yeah.
but you just the design runs. You kind of against that. Okay, I hear you on that. One just to go back to Velvet Jones. I was saying in the preseason, Velvet Jones probably shouldn't have made the team, but Poles didn't want to give up on him because wasn't that one of his first draft picks?
That was his third round draft pick
That's why
a
he made
year
the
ago.
that's why he
And
made the team. But they
and see,
cut what's my
mhm.
man name Gibson, and he had
They
a
cut Travis Gibson. They kept Dominic Robinson. Still waiting on him to show up on tape doing something positive.
exactly.
Um, so as a matter of fact, they cut Gibson and Lewis,
So
two
how
guys that were really getting a pass rush for them in the preseason and this exhibition season, and now they're gone. We can't get any type of pass rush. Yannick Ngakwe is doing okay. He's getting back there, but due to the fact he might be fighting a couple double teams every now and then because no one else is getting pressure. I mean, how effective do you expect him to be? Because he's getting back there. It's just a tad bit late.
right? So that brings me to the question: how are you evaluating talent? The people that's making plays on the field, they putting stuff on tape and they get cut. But you hanging on to the guy because you drafted him when he was not making plays either last year or even in the preseason because he muffed another punt or whatever. And now he can't even get on the field. He's not returning punts, correct? He's not returning kickoffs, correct? He's on
He
special
he
teams
he
making
he was
tackles.
returning kickoffs yesterday, but he
Okay.
didn't return them. He just
He let him
fielded them
go.
all in the end zone. So my
Okay.
thing is, he low managed on the damn field. He was a healthy scratch on the damn field. This is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He should have been a healthy scratch. You just paid Deontay Foreman to come and be a part of your feature tailback in the running game. And I do understand that Roshan Johnson has shown you the ability to play. But my thing is, you need all three of those backs to be effective in the time of possession game and the ball control game. I think you need, like I said again, all three backs and two tight ends. Guys like Velvet, Valus, you got me calling him Velvet.
Until he do
Valus,
something, he velvet.
Valus can be a healthy scratch, and I'm gonna flip this around on you. Valus should have been Valus and Dominique Robinson. This team should have been on a pace. I'm gonna flip this inside out for you. We week 3, and we talked about the mini buy. So since we're gonna keep Valus and we're gonna keep Dominique Robinson, if we could just get everyone else playing well, then we could say give those guys into the mini buy. You get what I'm going with this?
Mm-hmm.
Meaning we don't need much from Valus until then because he didn't succeed in the punt return game. So if he can't contribute in the kick return game and he can't contribute as a wide receiver, we need to give him more time to develop. He can use as many healthy scratches as he could take until he gets it figured out. So can Dominique Robbins. Okay. Then you think about the money they spent. Now, from what I understand, I think David Montgomery is already injured in Detroit.
Yeah.
You spent $2 million bucks. You gave $2 million bucks to PJ Walker.
But that was contingent on him making the roster, right? I don't think it was. It
That was
wasn't guaranteed. It was
guaranteed. He
guaranteed.
got
Okay.
that money. He gone. That money in Cleveland. He rocking out in Cleveland with that money now. But
Okay.
anyway, I'm getting beside the point. Let me get back on point. So I think you understood, and I think everyone understands my game plan, my offensive and defensive philosophy, as it concerns this past game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Just time of possession, ball control is all I wanted to see. Effort, time of possession, opportunistic defense, meaning try and make a play or two so that we can put our offense in a decent situation. Okay. Uh Now that didn't happen.
Do
So
you do
based
you
on what
count the two turnovers that we did get? Do you count those?
no, I do not,
Okay.
because the game was out of reach at that time.
Okay. Yeah, me either.
I'm
All right.
saying that needed to be your mentality from the jump.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just to be competitive. And what the hell? We see what happens after that. Because two turnovers changes this game early. I mean, it gets Patrick Mahomes thinking. It gets everybody thinking. So that's my thing. I mean, just they weren't opportunistic on defense, even though they knew they were going out to play cover two, which was what they do. It's the staple of what they do. It's what they do. Okay, we can't expect them to be different. Now, with all that being said, they go out, very poor effort. Now we're talking about a fireable offense.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%.
Now, when we talk about that, there's a lot of fans talking crazy and out the side of their neck. And I want to get through this because I don't want to be all night with this. We're gonna enjoy some football. We got a Monday night doubleheader jumping off right now. Uh, so I'm gonna get to that point where I can sit back and enjoy that. Shout out to my man Will Bates if he's tuning in tonight, and Will the Thrill Bates, and my man Dwayne Tuss Rancifer. He went to that damn game in KC.
He was
He went to
upset.
that game. He went to the game. My man Tuss, he went to the game at Soldier Field when they played against Green Bay, and then he went to the Kansas City game. So he saw two bad games. So shout out to Tuss for showing the Bears love. I hope that's a tax write off, bro. Anyway,
Yeah, for real.
so 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 now we talk about fireball fence. People talking out the side of their neck. So when I say out the side of their neck, it's pretty legit to say let's fire Eberflus. Okay. It's pretty legit to say let's fire Lou Getsy. Okay. But the question is, who takes over at that point? Now, this is what they talking about. This is where they get this out of the side of their neck. This is where I get that from. There's even people talking about firing Ryan Poles, and I'm not good with that. I'm not good with
yeah,
that. Mm,
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
good with that.
I've been seeing that too. But the reason initially I was kind of on that wave, but when I sat back and thought about it, Ryan Poles went and got the players that the head coach wanted for his system. So I think Ryan Poles should actually survive this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because Ryan Poles has nothing to do with coaching. He
Effort.
shouldn't have anything to do with the coaching the players, but we don't know how this thing is ran exactly. Now, I don't think he should be fired. However, the whole situation with Alan Williams, um, him and Eberflus got to take some responsibility for that. They brought him in. All right. So, but I do not, based on the way the team is playing, I do not think he should be fired. He should be pulling some guys in the office. Eberflus, Lou Getsy, they should be pulled in
Mm-hmm.
and they should be talked to. And what's his name? Kevin Martin. Is that what's the president's name?
Oh, it's Warren, ain't it?
Warren Martin. Warren Martin. Now, all of these people need to meet and have these discussions. and that's where I'm gonna leave it. That's where I'm gonna leave it. Now we got the Broncos coming in. The Broncos give up 70 to the Miami Dolphins. I think they gave up what was it 600, 700 yards worth of offense.
It was something ridiculous. It was video game numbers. It was like, when Bama or Ohio State play somebody like in week one of it was that type of effort.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm about to go to the stats and let's see.
Wait,
Uh,
why you pulling that up? Let me just ask you something on the fireball offense. If they lose to Denver, are you in the camp that he gets fired? He should be fired. Because
okay, now,
let me just before you answer, let me tell you where I am. I don't see what beating Denver actually does, other than say we not the worst team in the league. We the 31st ranked team in the league. Like, what does beating Denver actually do? I don't. It's a quick. It's a quick. It's like taking what Alka-Seltzer for your cold or Dayquil. It might mask the symptoms for a week or a day or a few hours, but you still got the same issues. So he's 3-20, and the team
yeah,
he's three and
yeah.
twenty, and the team looks worse than last year. I don't know what beating Denver how that saves him.
Well, this is my thing with that. We looked at effort in these games up to this point, which is when you talk about NFL football teams, you shouldn't be talking about effort. So the judge is out on the judges, the jury's out on that one. So let's say this styles make fights. Styles make fights. So let's say they lose to Denver,
Mm-hmm.
but it's much, much better effort, and they lose by a field goal. Listen to me good. Listen to me
I'm
good.
hearing you.
Because if you fire Eberflus, who takes over? We have to look at this team and respond to this team based on how they respond to him now, if he's going to be the head coach. So we come into the season, we expect it to be 2-1 at this point. That
Mm-hmm.
didn't happen. Okay. So that didn't happen. So you go out, you lose to Denver competitively.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're looking at the matchup of coaching and quarterback, if you're looking at the quarterback matchup, your edge would be to Russell Wilson, based on experience. Based on
Okay.
experience, because Justin has some things to figure out.
Okay.
Okay,
So does Russ. But
Russell Wilson can bag his way into a victory. He knows more about football than probably Justin. He's forgotten more about football than Justin in the NFL than Justin could ever know at this point. In the NFL, Super Bowl winning quarterback. Was he ever the MVP of the league? I don't know.
nah, he's been in the running
Okay.
a couple
Okay. He's
times.
been to two Super Bowls, won one. So there you go. You got to give him the edge. I don't give a damn if he's dating Sierra or not. Okay. I mean, I don't give a damn if he's married to us or not. I don't want him in Chicago. Well, no, I didn't want him. Still don't want him in Chicago. So, but you got to give him the edge when you talk about quarterback play. Then you look at the coaching matchup: Sean Payton, Eberflus. You got to get a
Peyton.
coaching. You got to get a
Yeah.
coaching edge to
Peyton. Easily. Yeah.
Payton.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you look at that and you look at the effort, this team has to respond to Eberflus. And that's what people are going to look at immediately at Soldier Field on Sunday. Now, this is the thing: the motivation to play well. Because just like the Kansas City Chiefs, Kansas City opened up at home and lost. The Bears opened up at home and lost. Go on the road two weeks in a row. Now they're returning back home. Things not going well. Hell, they even stealing landscaping equipment from Soldier Field at this
Yeah.
point in time. It's just
Hmm.
how disrespected the organization is being. So to come back and to perform well, for one, effort for your coach, and just give the fans a better performance. If you win, great. But if you do that and lose, man, it's gonna hurt. But you got a real quick turnaround. It'd be great to win this game and go to Washington thinking we could get one more and go to the mini buy and have an uptick. Now, that's why I said styles make fights. How you win and how you lose is matter. It matters. If they go out there and stink the joint up, hey man, fire the man before he makes it to the locker room. That's just what I'm saying. I'm just saying that. But if they go out there and have effort, and guys play well. We done figured out Justin ain't got to be spectacular. He does not have to be spectacular. He just has to limit mistakes. He has to limit mistakes, and they have to assist Justin with a ball control type of offense to the point where when he gets into the red zone, or what the green zone, or whatever they want to call it, that they have the opportunity to score points. All this quarterback run crap, all this. Just find a matchup that works. Cole Komet, Chase Claypool, DJ Moore. We have to figure it out. That's all I'm saying. Styles make fights based on how you win or lose can determine how I make judgment on firing, keeping people around the fire. That's just the bottom line. It's
I
clear to me that Luke Getsy has no clue on how to capitalize on Justin's skill set. It's clear to me that he has not proven on how to capitalize on DJ Moore's skill set. It's clear to me that he has not capitalized on Cole Komet's body type and skill set because he should most definitely be getting. Cole Komet should be getting at least
5 targets or whatever.
5 to 10 targets. And the reason
Hmm.
why I say 5 to 10 is because if he's 3 out of 5 out of the first 5, then he deserves to get more opportunities. Because when Cole Komet catches the ball, good things happen. When he catches the ball beyond the sticks, good things happen. I don't want to see any tight end screens. I want to see, I don't give a damn if it's a 5 yard completion and let him get some yak. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Just get the man in favorable matchups. And I just think that they will be much better off. Then we could figure out the DJ Moore stuff based on who's covering DJ Moore, based on who's covering Chase Claypool. You got to find the matchups. This is between Justin and Getsy because running Justin all over the field is just going to get him on injury reserve sooner or later.
Yeah,
He has to become a quarterback.
I heard a quote or I read it somewhere. The difference between a great play caller and just a coordinator is a great play caller will come in and say, okay, these are these guys' strengths. Let me cater to what I do to that and build around that. Whereas the coordinator says, oh, these guys don't fit my system. I need to, and I think that's kind of what we got going on here with Luke Getsy. Like, and that's why it's kind of funny because last year I thought he made that realization of let me cater to what they do, and now it's no identity. Now it's like
Maybe he has too many toys to play with because Chase Claypool, um, I believe Justin he tried to force it to him a couple times. I think coming off some of the limited success of last week against Tampa, maybe he's trying to kind of realizing, hey, I need to get him more targets. But I just think they need to spread the ball around and
because because
they need to
because
find the matchups.
because Mooney, who you can argue has been your most effective receiver, he barely got any touches this year.
Yeah, but see, Mooney is a luxury in my opinion. At this point, whenever you can get Mooney to football, it's a luxury. And the reason why I say this is because Mooney has the ability to take the top off the defense.
More than
So does
Claypool.
I, I don't think Claypool ain't getting the separation.
That's what I said. Mooney has the ability to take the top off of the defense,
Yeah, that's what I'm
whereas
saying.
Claypool really
Yeah,
don't. Yeah, yeah. That's
Claypool
yeah.
shouldn't be running. He, I
He
look
ran
at
a deep out.
Claypool.
He
I,
ran a
I
streak
don't want.
yesterday.
I don't want him running those routes. I want Claypool to be more of a possession receiver until he figures it out. And the more catches he gets, I think the more confident he'll be. And then all of a sudden, by them creeping up on him, he can hit him with a double move or a up and out or something, and then he can, get up on
Right.
top of somebody. But it
Right.
has to be methodical. It's just not go deep
Yeah.
in the first play, the first 5, 6 plays of the game, because I really don't think that's his skill set.
Yeah. Yeah. We
The
agree.
Bears have talent on this field. This team has talent. Because you saw what this offense can be with limited wide receivers and Darnell Mooney. And Darnell Mooney was making big plays without the talent around him. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about DJ Moore, there was no DJ Moore. There was, I mean, at times, I mean, last year after Chase played a couple games, he went down, so I don't think he finished the season healthy. So Darnell Mooney really overachieved, and right now he should be the one reaping the benefits because he has so many other guys around him. So that falls on Lou Getsy, and maybe it falls on Justin because he's not seeing it. And last but not least, this 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 discussion of Tyson Bagent. All these fans want Tyson Bagent. I don't know if you're on social media with it, but it's crazy on social media. They want Tyson Bagent.
Nah.
My thing is this: Tyson Bagent. When you look at what he did in the exhibition season, he did a lot of what Justin does already. The problem is it wasn't on tape, and it was exhibition season. All right. I don't think that's the answer.
Me
I'd
neither.
rather put Peterman out there because he's a more established quarterback, and then they can probably he's more of a pocket passer. I'm not
I,
ready to see Tyson Bagent.
I'm
I'm
not
just saying
ready
if
to
you're
see
going,
none of them.
that's what I'm saying. If
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
gonna take, I'm just saying I'm not ready to go to Tyson. If you're gonna pull Justin, I'd rather see Peterman because you're gonna get the pocket passer that you want.
mm,
I don't think Tyson Bagent is that guy. I'm the biggest Justin Fields fan. I'm just looking at it in reality if it was to happen. Now, Justin has to grow up. At this moment, Justin needs to be watching us. So what I'm telling you is Justin needs to become more of a student of the game. And that's not to say that he is not. I told you, I saw an interview of Justin, and the guy asked him his quarterbacks did he look up to. And he did
yeah.
not mention
Say
Tom
Tom
Brady.
Brady. Yeah,
And I'm like, how in the hell can you not mention Tom Brady in the quarterbacks that you're looking up to in this modern day of football?
yep,
Okay. It's like asking as much as I don't think LeBron is the GOAT, but if you ask a young ball player right now about their favorite basketball players, if he does not say LeBron, you may look at him like, you don't think LeBron? Because I got a respect for LeBron. I just don't think he's the GOAT. And that's what
yeah.
I'm saying. When it comes to quarterback play, you cannot mention quarterback play without saying
Tom Brady.
Tom
Yeah,
Brady and Peyton Manning. You can't say it. These modern day quarterbacks, if you want to be great, those two guys, you need to study. I don't give a damn what your skill set is. You need to study because those guys showed you how you can play this position for a long time.
right.
Okay. And I think that's more so where Justin wants to end up. Look at Shador. Shador's being mentored by Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now Shador understands that if he wants to play the game for a long time, he has to depend more on getting the ball out of his hands. Because as athletic as he may look, and Shador he don't look as athletic as his dad. He don't look as fast
At
as
all.
prime
Yeah.
time.
I said that
But
too. Yeah.
but he does have a sense of pocket presence and a clock in his head where he's going to get rid of the football. Then we're gonna end it on this unless you got something. I'm
I
not
ain't.
sold.
Mhm.
I'm not sold on Caleb Williams. Okay, go ahead,
Oh yeah,
and I'll
yeah,
tell
yeah.
you why.
Oh no, no, no. I think we touched on that in the preseason. Like I'm not sold on a kid. Like I said, he won the Heisman by default because everybody got hurt, and I'm just not sold on somebody that's playing college football that can be that you already projecting that he's gonna pan out in the NFL when he has not played football at that level. I don't think he's the lock whatsoever. So the whole we gonna get Caleb Williams. I'm not on that train whatsoever because
Mm,
we haven't seen it. We've
nope.
seen Justin have good games in the NFL.
Yeah,
In the
yeah,
NFL.
yeah, yeah. And when now we're just taking a whole different approach. And the reason why I'm not sold on Caleb Williams right now is because, for one, he's 5 foot 10 inches tall, about 210 pounds, 215 pounds maybe. So he's kind of on the small side. Even on the college field, he looks small. Okay. Then he has a tendency to. He's not exactly a pocket passer either. He moves around and he takes some funny chances, and he takes some funny, funky chances with the football. And I just think at the NFL level, he'll throw a lot of interceptions because of that. And and then if you're gonna knock Justin for being at Ohio State, hell, look at what Caleb Williams has to play with at USC in a conference that's not known for defense.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Exactly. And even where he was at before in a conference not known for defense, the Big 12.
yeah, just
Yeah.
throwing it all over the yard. And then last but not least, don't compare the man to Patrick Mahomes. Don't do it. Please. Please. That's where we ruin these guys.
Mhm.
And he paints his fingernails. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, that's all I got too, man. That's all I got.
Thanks for watching the game tonight. Hey, we're gonna try and come back at you later on this week before our Bears take on the Denver Broncos. Plenty of blame to go around. Watch the game.
We gone.